So I might have kind of skipped a video about filling and sanding. I'm sure I'll have some dents that on another bike I could go back and talk a little bit about for that if anyone really cares. But today I'm going to talk a little bit about painting. So yesterday I got the paint booth set up, and this is basically just some plastic sheeting from Home Depot hung around the workshop. And then down here, I've got a box fan with an air filter on it for my exhaust. And so just shoot with a conventional paint gun. And so I laid on a couple, 3 coats of primer yesterday. This morning, this all gets wet sanded down with 600 grit. So the leg shield, the floorboards, and obviously the cowling and door. So once that's done, everything gets re-washed again. And so that's soap and water, followed by mineral spirits, followed by alcohol. And there's some great videos. I'll maybe try and remember to throw a link to the Eastwood Hands on Cars videos where he talks about the cleaning process, because he does a much better job than I could. But so I don't know if I'll let the camera run or not, because I'm not, wet sanding not real interesting. But basically 600 grit wet dry paper, get it wet, sand, and I did a pretty good job. So I don't really have much orange peel or anything. I just want to get it to a nice consistent smooth coating across. I can feel, I don't know if you can hear, there is some texture to the paint. This is better up here. And then I'll shoot base coat, and so get a couple, 3 coats of base coat, and there's a mosquito in here. And then clear coat will go on after that. So assuming that everything stays on track, today's going to be a pretty exciting day, because this should be looking like its beautiful old self again here in just a few hours. Yay me. If you're looking at this thinking, wow, that looks really boring, it's because it is. But it definitely will make a difference in the final outcome. I'm not going to subject y'all to any more of this than just what you can see I'm doing here. I mean, this isn't a real heavy sanding job. It's basically just knocking any uneven parts off the surface. Any orange peel, dry spray, other reasons that the paint didn't go on right. This area's leg shield is probably the worst one I had, and it's pretty much already done, other than just kind of getting like in the crevices here. So you can see this will be pretty quick, and then it'll be ready for paint. All right, so we're back. It's maybe been a little bit, but I've been busy. I just wasn't able to get much good footage because I had my paint tent and was focused on painting and everything else. So you can see it's just not, it's not conducive to being one guy trying to do something that he's not very good at, which is paint work, and shoot video in a little tiny tight space. So we just kind of had to skip all that. But the good news is that it's painted, and you can see, you'd almost never believe that this is the same cowl, which now I have some pinholes in it, which are annoying, but honestly, I decided that I was done enough that I didn't want to have to sand this down and reshoot it, because I got pinholes once before and they were really bad. And so I sanded it down and reshot it, and I still got a few. So it's just going to be what it is. Still looks great, you know, from whatever, 6 feet away. You really don't even notice them, I don't think. It's nice and shiny. And considering that what this thing looked like when we started this adventure, I'm pretty happy. And we'll take a look at the leg shield here. Thrilled with the leg shield. I mean, look at this thing. It came out, frankly, as good as I had any right to expect, and maybe even better. So pretty darn happy with that. Come around the inside, also looking good. Got some paint damage there in the process, so that'll just be a souvenir going forward. Maybe I'll find a cool sticker to put there or something. But again, all smooth. And today, see, I'm giving away my secret now, is gonna be reinstalling the floor rails. Okay, so to get started, we'll do the inside pieces. See, these are under the floor rail rubber, so you can't see them, which means they just need to be attached. Try to keep it simple, so I go with some blind rivets or pop rivets, and these are pretty straightforward. Take the rivet, you put it in your gun, and you stick it through the hole and you squeeze it down. Now there is only one problem here, which is that this part, this head, doesn't actually fit inside the rail. So I got to do them from underneath, which is minor pain, not a big deal. Probably the biggest issue is going to be if my center stand gets in the way. Fine. Why is that so hard? There it is. Goes through. He goes on. And get him aligned. Squeeze. And it's not really in there. Right. Pop against the name. And that's it. The thing's on there. You can put a washer on these sometimes. The challenge that I had with these is that this hole is just kind of a weird size, the 1/8. So I'll run through, we're gonna get all these side rails, or the center punches in, and then I'll talk a little bit about how we're gonna handle the ends, which be hand peened. And there we are, we're in. So now, let's talk about hand peened rivets. But I kind of screwed up. I didn't order enough end cap rivets, did I? Well, that's a problem. Because till next time.